Greetings and salutations. I'm Big Brother. How's everybody doing? Sitting here talking for like 5 minutes and realize I haven't hit the go live button. What the hell? Uh, yeah. So I hope everybody's having a good day out there. I don't think we're gonna be having. Turn that off. Not sure that Mike's gonna be here. I doubt he will. He's him and Amber off doing other things on their journey through life. How you doing, Mr. Nutter? You wanting to come in again? You're more than welcome to anytime. If anybody in the stream wants to come in and check it out, you're more than welcome to, as long as you you're not gonna come up here and cause a ruckus. Roaming off in the woods. Ooh. I can give a holler to. You want me to send you the link through Instagram, or what I have is good enough? I guess what I have is good enough.
Can you see me now? Hold on, it's got to mute the other side. There we go. We'll go back to StreamYard. Can you see me and hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's fine.
Okay. I just had to block shut off the sound so it wouldn't be well, let's see here. So it wouldn't be
You got her?
yeah. Let's see if I can get some people in here. Everybody's back from FlipCon, but they're probably sleeping.
FlipCon.
Yeah. And Roman's out. He went to his
Cincinnati
own.
picker in it.
Yeah, Roman went to his own FlipCon. See if I can get some people in here.
I think Mike is going to be leaving the show, so I'll be having open tryouts for another guest.
So. Yeah. Let's see.
But I'm not positive. I haven't spoken to him directly yet, so. Like I said, we're not specifically dedicated to reselling, but seeing as how it's such a big part of my life, it's kind of for me hard not to talk about it. Specifically dedicated to reselling, but seeing as how it's such a big part of my life, it's kind of for me hard not to talk about it.
Okay, here we go. I just had to go in to copy link on my thing and see if I can get some people in here. I think everybody should be back from FlipCon.
Do you want me to send you the link in Instagram?
Oh no, I'm already doing it. I already got it.
Or I can do it through Facebook. I got plenty.
Well, somebody saw it, so we might get somebody.
Woohoo!
Live chat. Let's see here.
Yeah, our chat's slow to pick up.
Cole saw it, so he might pop in, I guess, and I'll put it on there. my Discord and see if anybody will come in the chat or whatever.
I can't believe Discord's
Or
still a thing. So what are you doing today, Mr. Nutter?
oh, just got out of work a little while ago, and I was I did some shipping, and then I was revising some listings. Yeah, on three of them I had for a long time that I bought. I didn't know much about, so I had Mary help me.
I'm going into vacation mode tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I gotta take a week off.
There we go. I'm gonna try this again. So I can pull up the chat here. How to close out of YouTube. So I'll bring it back up. I'm still on StreamYard. I'm just I closed out the YouTube so I can put it on the other side. Let's see here.
You got two monitors.
Well, no. Here we go. Here we go. Now I can see that. Now I'll change it to live chat. Well, that way I only got one monitor. There we go. So I got YouTube on the right and us on the left, but we're both on the both sides. It's kind of weird because you get like it's like a delay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the YouTube side, like a 30-second. So when you're talking, and then all of a sudden you see yourself way ahead. Yeah. Well, so three people saw it. Do we got anybody in? Yeah. Anybody
Yep.
come in? Yeah.
Hey, thanks for
Oh,
stopping by,
Rachel.
Rachel.
How's it going,
Hope you're
Rachel?
having a pleasant day. Going to the gym, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. She goes to the gym about this time.
Should go film the workout so that way I can watch it and feel like I've done something.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll probably get some people in here now. I don't know. Golf Coast will probably jump in,
Yeah, I know
jump
Gulf
in the
Coast.
chat. I don't know if you see him yet.
They often have problems with commenting on YouTube for some reason.
Yeah, some of them. And then Coco saw that.
God, I haven't
So
seen Coco in forever.
yeah, they all went to FlipCon.
No, I meant in chat in general.
Oh, in chat. Yeah,
I don't hang out in the same circles anymore.
yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, Rachel. Well, go burn 1,000,000 calories
Yeah.
and 2 carbs.
Well, she just typed in my group chat. You all go see Christopher on Big Bro. So maybe everybody's resting from FlipCon recovery. You know,
So
and
Roman
I guess.
actually had his own. I thought that was just a bunch of talk.
Well, yeah, it was. And then they do. They have the first days. They meet everybody, put all their stuff, whatever room they got in, and they go down. And then the second day they have speeches, and then after that they have the last time they had a Hawaiian party. This time they had an '80s party. Then the last day is Saturday. They go thrifting, or then they head home. A lot of them drove, but some of them flew. But yeah,
Well, I don't watch the big guys anymore,
yeah,
so I don't know what's going on most of the time.
mhm. Yeah. It was a left. It was the last flip con there was gonna be anyway. They had trouble getting buying somebody. They had trouble getting people buying the tickets this year, but they extended it another day too, and they made it earlier. A lot of people last year couldn't go because their kids started school, so they started
Yep.
it earlier. Because up here, school starts here pretty soon, and I think down in Florida, someone said school's already started down there. It's kind of weird. And out
Chris,
west, they
you're
already
in,
started too. But east, northeast, they don't start till like end of August.
so you're in northern Indiana, is that right?
No, Vermont.
That's what I
Yeah,
said, Vermont.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry if I keep asking again, but it'll take a
Oh no,
while
that's fine.
for it to
Yeah,
sink in.
yeah. And Roman's, he's he. I think he went to a Airbnb in Ohio, and he met up. And he's up has a little group reselling with
Mhm.
Cajun reseller, one other guy, and a few other people. Yeah, yeah. Last week I was waiting for you to come on, but I saw it posted, but you never. There was no live.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if you
fell
had something
asleep.
going on or something.
Yeah. Mike couldn't make it, and I just flat out fell asleep. I slept
Oh
right
yeah,
through the middle of the day, so
jeez. Yeah,
I even had the alarm go off, and I didn't wake up for the alarm. So apparently, I
mhm,
needed it. So
yeah,
yeah, I was a little mad that I didn't wake up for it. Makes me, it's
yeah,
not really an obligation for me to do this, but I like
mhm,
doing it, and it bothers me when I miss my
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I do these things because I like doing these things.
All right.
Well, what?
Yeah, we might get some more people in here. I don't know. One other person saw it. Happy Picker. So they might jump in the chat. And Golf Skull saw it and Coco saw it, but Ryan might be still. What's today? No, today's Saturday, so he's not working. He might be.
It's it's
He might
Sunday.
be. Yeah, today's Sunday. Yeah, he might be editing a video.
It take all day to edit a video. Uh, I don't know. There's not much to editing videos. I don't try and
Yeah,
go overboard with all the little animations and noises and stuff. That stuff is a bit irritating to me, so I don't do it. But I'm old guy, so
yeah. Well, people say I should do a YouTube channel, but there's not enough time between working part-time job and doing eBay and going out sourcing. I stick to my Instagram reels.
you can just turn those reels into YouTube shorts, and that's all you would need.
Yeah, pretty much.
People get more of a following off of the YouTube shorts than they do off of the longs, unless you're a big influencer, which is me all the way, man. Oh, Mary. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. Hope hope there's no fires where you're at, or floods, or anything like that.
Yeah, Mary was the one helping me with three of my lessons that I figured she knew more about. Let's see if I can bring this up some more.
It's a great day in the PNW, Piney
Oh,
Northwest.
what's that?
PNW, the Piney Northwest. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's only 78 degrees here, but we got like 90% humidity, so who cares about 78 degrees now?
yeah.
So
That's what it's here.
I don't want to go
Summer's
outside
just about
because it's
over here.
like hitting a soggy wall out there. As soon as I open the door, it's like, why am I leaving? No, I was guessing. Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I should have known that from all my railroad games. So, what was she teaching you about there, Chris?
Oh, I had some Indians that I weren't sure what they were really made of, and I had the title way off because I had them listed for like 3 years. Something I bought that I didn't really know much about, and I just kind of went with the title, and it sat there for 3 years, and so I always wanted to rechange it, and I knew Mary knew stuff about it, so I had her help me.
So, what were they?
Oh, I can show you.
So you still don't know? Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I gotta get auctions ready to go for next week. I've been doing auctions on eBay, and it's working out pretty well as far as getting rid of the stuff that I don't really want to sell on eBay.
Yeah, these things.
Oh, Native Americans. Please don't call
Yeah,
them Indians.
yeah. I got some other ones too, but I figured just start start with those. I have some other ones, smaller ones listed, but I got like 2,002 listings in my store, so it takes a few minutes to try to find them.
Engine relist.
Yeah,
Make them fresh.
yeah,
But that's my solution. So,
yeah, yeah. I've already got like 8 or 9 items already packed. One waiting payment. Yeah,
I've only got one going out Monday, but it's a $52 item. So, it's not bad. I get to start off Monday with a $50 item, but I'm going in vacation, so yeah, it sold yesterday, so I gotta ship it out. I've got so many things. I'm I gotta start. I think I have a business strategy. When I go to auctions and buy things, I
yeah,
typically have a strategy for when I'm there. I'll buy one or two high dollar items that I know I can flip for even bigger bucks, and
yeah,
then the rest of the stuff is going to be the cheap stuff. Like buy this whole shelf for a buck and two, and then I'll take what I want with and leave the rest.
yeah.
Hello, Journey. Oh well, happy birthday. Well,
You
let's
know,
see. That makes you about what, 27 now, Journey? I'm guessing 22, 23 maybe. I know I should never
yeah,
ask somebody's
I'll
age.
be 44 this year.
Yeah. I've only got a couple more years left of my 50s. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. Well,
Well, I messaged a bunch of people. Must be everybody's tired out from FlipCon, sleeping. Roman might be still in the woods somewhere, hiding. His phone, it's active, but
Journey, may you live as long as you want to, and want to as long as you live.
yeah.
That's your birthday toast. Go have fun. Try not to regret it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't get schnockered on my birthday anymore. That stopped some time ago.
Hmm.
I don't like waking up feeling like crap.
Yeah.
I don't drink much at all. Well, talk to me, Chris. You got the floor. What do you want to say? Tell people something.
Oh, how many people we got in the chat? Do you know?
Three
Three? Jeez.
currently.
Yeah. Well, me and
Well,
you,
I'm not. Uh,
me and you count as a person on YouTube. So then
yeah.
Mary, that's three. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, that's all it takes.
Yeah. So do you list
Mercy.
every day or no?
Who, me? Oh,
Yeah.
hell no. No, I've
Yeah.
learned you don't have to do that. So
Oh yeah.
every other day, yeah, but not
Yeah.
every day. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I list every day. I've been listing 6 items every day.
Well, that's okay if you want to fill up for get inventory. You're always
Yeah.
gonna sell more if you've got more listed. That just stands to reason. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got less than 100 things listed, and I sell stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
you know, keywords, photographs, good descriptions.
Yeah.
Everybody jokes about the descriptions, but still, you got to do it, right? So,
Yeah.
and you just want to be active on eBay. You don't have to list.
Yeah.
Be active one day, list one
Yeah.
day, active.
Hmm.
Uh, I've been doing auctions every other week on eBay, getting
Yeah.
back into the auction scene. And it's a good way to get rid of the stuff that I don't really want to sell on eBay.
Yeah.
Uh, but while they last all week. I do 7-day auctions, and
Hmm.
what's my niche? Uh, 50s, 50s and before. I do anything from 1880s to 1940s, really. Um, but I'm not limited to that.
Yeah.
Uh, hell, what was I saying? Oh yeah, and in that time that I'm running those 7-day auctions, all my metrics are up. All the tools that they give you, you can look at your graphs and all that stuff. If
Hmm.
I've already done it now where I listed 20 things. I try and do 20 auctions, but and then I didn't list the rest of the week. I just let the auctions go, and
Yeah.
everything was up, and stuff was still selling out of my buy it nows, and it was almost like I was proactively active on eBay, and I really wasn't. My auctions were going, and that was it. But it
Mm.
seemed like to me that running those auctions actually counted as me being active. But I don't know. I'm going to do it a few more times. because maybe it just seems that way and it's not that way at all. So we'll see. I've got 14 things picked out for next week, so and I do
Yeah,
the drafts all week at my leisure and just automatically drop them come Saturday at 6 in the
hmm
morning. So
yeah,
eBay gives us tons of tools to use. I'm surprised not more people use them or actually know everything that's available to them.
yeah.
So
I got a couple lives that I use some tools that no one uses. I use a newsletter. Not many people use that at all. And then you could there was one time I logged into my seller hub, and then down below I could put my listings into Google. So I put them into Google. So I sell, so that way when I'm when I'm when people are looking on Google for certain stuff, and they can see my listings on Google too. Because show below option, have your listings show on Google.
yeah,
And I did that. Then I do a newsletter, and I do a storefront.
yeah.
See if I can bring it up on my phone. Well, actually, I'll
What
bring
do
it up
you?
on my. I'll bring it up on my. So that way you can see it better on my iPad. I'll turn it on. Take a few seconds to turn on.
What is it you use the newsletter for? I mean, outside of the business report, I don't.
Well, newsletter. I set it up and it comes out, and whoever follows me or buys something off me, like every Monday around 10 o'clock, they'll get an email saying whatever my newsletter says. I put in.
Okay.
I have in like what I have, the variety and new listens coming every day. But the only way they can unsubscribe from that newsletter when in their email, just put unsubscribe so if they don't want to get that email anymore. Like I had a couple of new people that bought me, they'll see what the newsletter is when it comes to Monday around 10 p.m.
I said I was the new business model this year was going to be I'm just going to go to selling three things, but two of those three things is a really massive category, so I need to
Yeah.
narrow it down quite a bit too, just so I can stay focused. Because one of the categories I wanted to focus on from here going forward would be ephemera, but that's a
hmm
huge category.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to do decks of cards because I know cards really well. Or, uh, hello, Roman, how you doing?
Well, Roman found came out of the woods finally. Picking, he was in the woods picking mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh, but it also covers postcards. I don't want to do postcards. It also covers cookbooks. I don't want to do cookbooks unless they're like from the 30s or before.
Yeah. Or,
Things like that.
yeah.
But I'm just gonna do random pieces of paper ads and things like that. I've been selling those fairly well. I'm not making much, right? 7, 10 bucks a pop, but you sell 4 or 5 of those in a day. It helps, and it's first class shipping. Excuse me, ground shipping advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He eats mushrooms every day. I
Mhm.
love mushrooms. I like the eating kind. I'll put it that way. I don't really care for the psychedelic ones. That's illegal.
Let's see the question. All right. There I'm in. Let's see here. Uh,
I'm already in the Matrix. Yeah, that's cute. Roman microdoses to gain wisdom. So how you doing today, Roman? You recouping from your Roman con?
see if I can find it.
I was gonna. I lost all the footage to a video, so I was just gonna do some little explainers about nutcrackers real quick until I found somebody to replace Mike.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this is the my storefront. So here's my logo.
Yeah, I seen it.
That's under managed. Then I got that's my I don't know if you can see it. Featured items
Yeah,
right here. Then I got newly listed, and then just in, and then I have my coupon on the side with a thing. It's hard to see with a glare, but um,
yeah, I'm one of those followers, Mr. Nutter.
yeah, that's what I see if we can find. If I could do it another way.
Everybody that I watch on my YouTube channels that has a store, I follow. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
that helps them out in in the eBay world or not, but if it does, well, there you go. And if it doesn't, well, there's a little extra support for you. Well, you know,
yeah. Send it back and let's see if I can.
you might
I had to
actually come
change it back.
across something that I want.
Yeah, see, the screens aren't big enough on these stupid things.
Hmm.
Because when you sign in, it will say manage your store over here, but
Yep.
the screens aren't big enough on this thing.
Yeah, I used to have a premium account a long time ago. Of course, I had
Yeah,
4,000, 5,000 listings back then. I'm so glad I'm not doing that anymore. That's work.
yeah, I got like 2,000, no room. Yeah, yeah, Roman, you want to come into the chat and into the live, or is he driving and eating his magic mushrooms? Because Roman
Okay.
is always talking.
Yeah, I know. You don't have a couple of minutes.
Is that what do we say? You don't have a couple minutes?
I'm just giving him a hard time.
Yeah, send him the link. See if he'll jump in.
I did. Mary, you want to come in? You are welcome as well. It'd be kind of odd to have a woman on this channel, but it would also be refreshing. Yeah, he needs a couple minutes, but he's got the link.
Yeah.
You guys want to jump in? Anybody that's currently in the chat, you want to hop in? Just hop in. You're more than welcome to. Okay. Every Sunday at this time, yep, for a couple hours, I'm gonna have a speak with Mr. Do you like? Is it Chris or is it Christopher? Which
Oh,
do you
you can
prefer?
call Christopher, Nutter, whichever, don't matter.
Yeah, I'm sure you got plenty harassed in school.
Yeah. These, when I lived in McIndoos, when my house was being remodeled back in '92, they used to call me Peanut. But
That's not so
yeah,
bad. Maybe as a little kid it kind of stings, but
yeah.
all right, Marcy or Mary. Uh,
Oh, there's Roman.
What's going on,
He's
man?
he's all done eating his magic mushrooms.
Man, the mushrooms, man. Stay away from mushrooms, guys.
He
Just
was he was hallucinating around the fire with the mushrooms.
man, I actually it was very fun yesterday. I met Ken and Chris. You guys know who they are, right? I guess Christopher knows.
Yeah, I know we are. Oh,
Yeah,
someone else saw it. Nicole saw it. I told him probably everybody's resting from FlipCon.
yeah. I was making fun of it basically because I kind of I mean Ken invited me on like Tuesday. I was in his live, so he invited
Yeah.
me to one of those places where they actually were doing yard like it was like a route. One, it was actually 127 sale, but
Oh yeah.
they also did Route 30, which is basically like about an hour from where I live.
Huh.
So so I decided that it was not that far away, so I decided to drive there. Even though yesterday was such a bad weather here in Ohio, man, it's like I don't know. I was kind of risking it because it was tornado warning, tornado watch, thunderstorm warning. It was like until 9 p.m. yesterday. So we had like very bad storms coming through. So originally I was supposed to get there at 4, and then Ken moved it to 6 because it was also going on there where they were.
Yeah.
And it was actually really bad. They actually had a tornado warning where Ken was. So in Cleveland, we just had like a watch, but like it was middle of Ohio. They had a tornado warning, and apparently tornado touched down in a couple of places. I read today that actually were like in a warning area. So yeah, it was kind of fun to drive because it was like one you drive couple miles, you have sunshine, and then next couple miles it was like dark, like it was night. It was like
Yeah.
it was changing like in like 5 minutes, and then it was starting to rain, like really badly. Like the rain was so like bad. At one point, I decided because I was with my family, so I decided to stop at the emergency lane because I couldn't see anything.
Hmm.
So it was kind of But Ken told me if I didn't want to go, that's fine. I mean, I just decided that towards the evening it may actually kind of come down a little bit. So but if you got tornado warnings, don't drive.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
drive. I
even in
mean,
Vermont, we get tornado. Say, where after you got the rain, about 6 hours, we had the rain here, thunderstorms here, because you get it before me.
all
Then it
right.
comes across, goes across, and goes across New York, and then it heads across Vermont. And it always says severe thunderstorm. Watch out for hail, potential tornadoes with the beeping on the radio. It always it always
Yeah,
says that.
that's how
yeah,
I know it's spring in Indiana.
Yeah.
Tornado warning. Yeah.
Yeah, Roman will get all the storms before I do.
Yeah,
Like he'll hit
usually.
the, he'll snow, he'll get snow before I do.
He can
He'll have
have
a
it. He can
snowstorm,
keep
and
all
six
the
hours
snow.
later I'll get it.
I
Yeah,
wish he did get the snow before I did.
Yeah,
it always, especially in Cleveland area, most of the time it's like
yeah,
we get more snow than the entire state of Ohio, man. It's like because of the
yeah,
lake.
yeah.
Well,
You're
Nicole,
near the Great Lake.
Yeah, it's really bad sometimes. Like you get
Yeah,
so much snow
you know.
compared to like if you move. I mean, if you drive about maybe like an hour where I was yesterday in
Hmm.
Ohio, they they do get snow, but not as much as in Cleveland area. We get like
well,
pummeled.
you get all that
Yeah,
stuff coming off of Lake Erie, though. You get the
you
lake
know.
effect snow,
Yeah, it's like
and we get it
blowing.
coming off of Michigan, so
Yeah,
Lake Michigan.
it is a blowing snow. Like we get like winter storms, and like last year was not that bad actually, but like this year it's possible we're gonna get hit big time.
Yeah, we
So
didn't get really much snow anymore. Usually, most of the northeasterns they come down, they come across, and they go down towards Mass. They get hammered.
yeah, your area, Christopher, actually has a lot of snow also, but
Yeah, we used to back in the '90s. We used to get 3 feet and 3 feet back to back. Now no more. You're lucky to get 2 feet of snow in one day, out of one storm. Most time it's a couple inches.
They say this winter will be bad. They say that every year.
Yeah,
Nicole, welcome.
They
That's
is probably me. So I mean,
let
yeah,
me.
but I think where Nicole lives, they don't even have to shovel because they have I heard in New York City they have those things that pop up and they melt the
well,
snow right off. As soon as it snows, you have these things that pop up and heat, and then they melt the snow, and then it's all gone.
yeah.
You don't even need snow plows or nothing.
Yeah, that's actually good compared to Cleveland. I
Yeah,
mean, we get bumped with some snow, man. We get like sometimes we can get like 10 inches straight or 12, and
yeah,
for a couple days straight. Sometimes there are some months, like for example in January, sometimes we'll get snow every day. Maybe there is maybe a couple days that's not gonna snow. So
yeah,
it's like brutal sometimes, man. You're like even the mood goes down because like you go
Yeah,
out
Manhattan won't
and
fit
it's
there.
freaking snowing constantly, man, nonstop.
If you guys have, you got to pick one. Are you going to pick the extreme heat that we have in the summers, or would you pick the extreme cold that uh, people like me and Roman
yeah.
experience? So
Because
negative
my
20, 30 below wind chills is kind of like, normal for about a week out of the year. It's not a big deal. So
yeah,
Yeah, a couple. I mean, like the problem is usually like if the winter starts earlier in Cleveland, like it will start, for example, sometimes in the beginning of November, and then it can drag until May. Like sometimes depends on how much snow we get. If we get a lot in the beginning, then I mean by March there is a possibility that it may get better. But if
yeah,
we don't get snow by January, usually and it usually drags until end of May.
yeah. Well,
yeah.
yeah. Same
And
here.
Right when
And
the Indy
down in North
500 comes
Carolina,
in, it'll start
the
snowing.
flowers are already budding. In first of March, I think one year I was raking the lawn first of March. Out of out of 43 years I've been alive, I've been raking the lawn one year. First of March, all the snow was gone, and it stayed like that the rest of the time.
yeah, I mean it's good. I mean it depends
Yeah,
because of the lake. I mean that's a problem. In Ohio, it's kind of like if you go to Cincinnati, Ohio,
you know,
they got mild winters because it's like
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a three
Daytona.
3 hours difference from Cleveland to Cincinnati, and I mean you get like mild winters. They get like some snow, but we get pummeled. So basically, if you drive 3 hours from Cleveland south, then the winter is very mild.
you know,
You're not gonna get too much of snow. It's gonna be kind of colder, but not as cold as in
yeah.
Cleveland. So, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm actually going to Cincinnati next month for the rally, so I'll be there again. I haven't been there since last rally. I
Hmm.
usually I usually drive to Cincinnati sometimes, just to drive there and source. I mean, because we got like good sourcing places in Ohio. Like you go south, or you go like to Columbus, Ohio. So like you get some good thrift stores there. You get like garage sales. I haven't traveled this year that much towards garage sales, except Cleveland, But Christopher and Ken, they actually went to 127, and they went to the Route 30, and they got a lot of stuff actually. So not bad. I mean, if you want to travel and source, you have to basically kind of put your store on either vacation. Well, you will have to do it anyway, because unless you got someone else listing for you or shipping, you're gonna have to do it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
but it's a good
Yeah.
sort. It's a good. I mean, a lot of Christopher told me, Chris, Cajun reseller, he told me that this year a lot of vendors at 127 sale, they raise the prices
Hmm.
on a lot of stuff because of it's not just inflation itself, but it was a lot of people, vendors at garage sales or like route sales, they watch all those YouTube videos of the resellers, so they know how much stuff is going for approximately. So of course they're gonna raise prices,
Some
so
of them do. Yep.
it's kind of understandable. I mean, a lot of people are surprised with YouTube videos that people are raising prices at garage sales or even church sales. But it is what it is. People are becoming more knowledgeable in terms of what type of items they got, what kind of prices. So, I mean, unless there is something that is very unusual that person cannot research, they will not price it very high. If they
Yeah.
if they got some kind of antique or vintage thing. But mostly with like electronics and the video games and vinyls and stuff like that. People who are knowledgeable, they will not, sell it to you for $1 or like
You
even
know.
five or even $5. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to expect it. So because they have to make money, so they understand, that's what you do for your life, for your work, and they also have to do it, so you kind of understand their mentality, so
It seems like it's a lot harder to source now than it was like when I started doing this well over 10 years.
yes, you're right,
So
man.
I mean, but I also didn't, have this to sit here and look shit up in Goodwill, but I could afford stuff in Goodwill at the time too. But I couldn't, it, I had to go with my gut feeling, and back then there really wasn't a gut feeling because I was a newbie.
Yeah,
So I learned the hard way. I learned by making a lot of bad buys, and that's
Yeah.
the price of tuition.
similar, man, similar thing with me, man. I'm still like, to this day, I will like, even if it's priced really cheap, something that I know can sell for like, eventually for $20, not right away, I have tendency to buy it. Even though with my experience already, I know that it may take some time to
It's
sell
a
it,
crazy
maybe
card.
a couple months, So, I mean, that's the thing about that nowadays. People kind of, more knowledgeable because they can pick up their phone or compute. I mean, look at the computer, look at the souls on Amazon, and they can figure out what everything is priced, like how much everything is, especially people who are like around like my age or a little bit older, the only people who can actually, never, from my experience so far, if I go to garage sale and I can see like people who are in their 70s maybe, you can actually get, sometimes you can get stuff with good deals. But if I'm gonna go to garage sale and the person is my age, I mean, they already looked most of the stuff up.
Yeah.
So so you can basically kind of get, sometimes you'll get a deal depending on how much you want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not stupid, man. They know. I mean, there's people already, more advanced nowadays with all those gadgets and
Yeah.
all those applications on the phone and stuff. So I mean, and I kind of agree with that, especially with route sales. Like if you go to 127, a lot of those vendors expect a lot of resellers
Hmm.
going,
Mm-hmm.
so they will price stuff up. They know resellers will be there. That's kind of their bread and butter type of stuff.
You
You
know,
know,
if you've ever sold anything through YouTube, which I've done a few auctions on YouTube. It's like, I know I'm selling to other resellers. Maybe I'm also selling to people that are going to keep. So I have to find that median price that's lower than what a reseller would pay, but more than what I purchased the item for. And sometimes it's kind of hard to project that if I'm got a booth out there and I know like you and Mr. Nutter are gonna come by and read me for everything I got, I might want to raise everything up a buck or two just to make that little extra bit of scratch because the tables cost a little more, parking
Mm-hmm.
costs a little more, your setup probably costs a little more. All that inflation stuff, it does roll downhill just like shit does. It always rolls downhill, and if you're at the bottom of the hill, you know,
yeah,
so
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, man. That's the
things
thing.
Well.
are changing. I've seen the prices go up in the auction houses. I go to
Mm-hmm.
different auction houses all the time, and the prices are going up in there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you're gonna run into garage sales that is gonna have like, if you go, for example, to big community garage sale, out of maybe 20 sales, there will be two sales where you can actually find decent
Well,
stuff, decent stuff.
this picture is my first sale. Well, see, I got a. It's my first sale on eBay. So I used to take stickers, the priority stickers, and send it priority right on it. Now it's over 8 years ago
mhm.
in October when I sold my first item. This is how I started. I didn't
Yeah,
have a label printer. I didn't have internet except on my phone, and I write down the address and put it in the manually.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember those days, Christopher. I remember back in
yeah,
the day. I started selling in 2004, and it was funny because I used to kind of concentrate more on cell phone accessories, cellular,
yeah,
like cases, cell phone cases, all types of chargers and stuff like that. And
yeah,
back in the day, nobody was comping anything out. So you will list something, it will sell for that price.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I started end of July and I didn't get any watch. I didn't get. I had like I only can list 10 at a time, 10. So I got my 8 or 9, 5 or 6 listed, and then I couldn't list anymore for like a month. Then I moved up to like 60, or I moved up to 20, and I got to move up more. And I got my first watcher on an item in September. So I was like, yes, I got my first watcher. I was super excited. Had my first watcher. Now it's like, you know, I could have 50 watchers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And I
man.
was doing auction
Yeah.
and only
Competition.
had one item to go up, and the rest would get like one bid, and that's it. Then I got sick of that, and I did all buy it now, best offer. And then I opened a store. Then probably 3 years in, 4 years in, then I started printing by paper, and then the last 3 years I've been using an off Nova thermal printer in a light box for 3 years. And I had like 1,500 listings, and I bought a light box. I went through it 90% of my listings and redid all the pictures to 1,500 items I had in my store. It took us like 3 weeks to do it, and then some I sold right off as soon as I took pictures.
Not bad, man. Not bad. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I remember back in the day when I actually graduated from high school in '97.
Yep.
There was a guy here in Cleveland. He used to own computer company, and
Yeah.
basically I was just out of high school. And back in the day, there wasn't much internet. That it was starting at the time, but it was
Yep.
really, really slow. And we used to sell stuff using like computer shopper. If you remember
Hmm.
that magazine back in the '90s,
Yeah.
a lot of computer companies they would advertise in a computer shopper magazine. It was like a
Yep.
big magazine, it was like this thick. And there were like companies mostly actually from Cleveland area because there were a lot of computer companies
Yeah.
in Cleveland. So your job was, if someone will call you, because people didn't use internet, so
Hmm.
everything has to be sold over the phone. So like
Yeah.
you had to memorize
Yeah.
all the prices, and if you made mistake, they will deduct it from your commission, man. I had it happen so many times because when you're starting out, you don't remember, like you get like a price list on a piece of paper,
Hmm.
and it changes constantly, so you don't specifically know how much specific memory is processor motherboard. So
Yeah.
people will call and they will want to buy like different parts, and then if you made mistake and you priced it lower, like you gave the person different price compared to what it is, I mean sales manager will deduct it
Yep.
from your commission eventually because you made mistake. It's like, how could you sell it for so low? You should have priced it up.
Yeah.
And eventually, I didn't like actually doing that, so I moved to RMA. I did RMA, which is basically when someone will buy something, they'll return it, and
Hmm.
I will just get it. And if it doesn't work, I will do replacement through the manufacturer. So I will go like through brands, like companies, call them on the phone without online, without internet. They'll give me a remain number, and I will send it back to them. Just
And
type the
it has.
label, type the label using a printer. Dot matrix.
Yeah. And you don't
Remember?
show the price because I had people complain that say, "Oh, the price was 8.15. You charged me 9.50. You owe me money." You know. Then finally, when I started using this, you don't even show the price anymore. So you don't get that.
Yep.
And then it probably took, and I kept track to see how many. I kept track. It was kind of odd. I kept track of how many of all the sales I had in Pennsylvania. And I counted it up. I think Pennsylvania was my number one. Number one I sell to, and it still is. And then I think it was like New York was like third, and California was second, and Texas. And in Florida, I sell top five are like Pennsylvania, California, New York, Texas, and Florida. Or all five I mostly sell to. And then after 5 years of selling, and so people started buying like dolls. So I get more, and then those people would follow me, and then eventually I get repeat buyers like all the time. Now, especially with the coupons I send the coupon out, and they get buyers to come back next month and buy something.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually a good model. Right now, of course, it's understandable.
yeah,
A lot of people kind of want to get into reselling, and this difficult job. I mean, it's not easy. Like
yeah,
it seems like it's easy,
yeah,
but it's not. And a lot of people who
yeah,
can buy, like if they, for example, have, like I already said it many times, if they have like someone they can actually get their inventory from, like pellets or like any type of other inventory from like storage units and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's completely different compared to resellers who have to bust their butt and source at thrift stores, garage sales,
yeah,
everywhere. So it's completely different game. And one of my friends actually, who does reselling and has a warehouse, he
Hmm.
doesn't source anywhere. He just buys pellets from Dell, from Costco, and he gets good deals because he's been doing it already for at least 15 years. So I mean, eventually, basically, the thing about it is you cannot do it by yourself. So
No.
he had to hire a bunch of
Yeah.
people. So it's becoming already bigger type of, it's not a one man operation anymore. So
No.
but they,
Yeah, I'm getting there pretty big, but I can still handle myself. But yeah,
it is like very interesting stuff because I mean a lot of that stuff is like untested. A lot of
yeah,
stuff is returns. A lot of stuff is shelf pulls. So they
yeah,
get like bunch of pellets, and he got employees that basically they take everything off the pellet, they test it, and prepare it for listing, and then they have a lister. So that's basically, I mean, if you wanna kind of do it in a big type of, you know, a volume. I mean that,
yeah,
but you have to understand you gotta have to pay to employees, have to
yeah,
pay for rent, for all
yeah,
the electricity, internet, and all that stuff, and all that
Overhead.
stuff.
yeah. Because rent a little place, a a place to so I can move all this inventory and put it in a spot. It's about $1,000 just to rent a place, just to have your storage here, you
Exactly,
know, and to turn a
exactly,
little bit of light. But there's not many resellers that are as big as me in this area where you could say if you lived in Vermont, like 30 minutes away, we could split a warehouse spot and pay 500 a piece, and it'd be so much better than than paying because you're already forking out 1,000 each month, and then plus whatever you're selling, not even what you're selling yet. You know what I mean? If you had 3 or 4 resellers, but there's not that many in Vermont.
that's a good
Um,
There
point.
is, but they don't sell that much.
it's have you looked around retail space? So many businesses have gone out or gone under ever
Yeah,
since the pandemic and going this far forward because of
yeah,
inflation or whatever. It really is cheaper for me to go buy a store that's about the same size as my house and the rent is cheaper.
yeah,
But that's not including the lights and all that other stuff, which
yeah.
is covered here.
Well, up in Vermont,
It
it's
seems to
crazy.
be a dream for a lot of resellers to have their own shop. Not me,
Yeah,
but it would be I don't know, it would be the next step I would think just to get a
yeah,
store. You got some place to store it, and it's there for a purpose. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean that's the thing about it. I mean, if you find especially like if you wanna kind of buy a lot of, like, if you're gonna get into pellets. I have a friend reseller here, in my area. She actually used to buy like pellets, and she would store them in her garage in her
Mhm.
house, like not the pellets, but she will unload everything from the pellet into her garage.
yeah.
So she would have like a lot of stuff in her garage,
Yeah,
and
it's not a bad
she
idea.
will do like local sales, like Facebook
Hmm.
Marketplace, local pickups mostly, because she would buy. Sometimes she even would buy furniture, and she will buy like from the pellet, and the furniture itself, I mean, would sell. I mean, there are gonna be a bunch of stuff on the pellet was just selling just one piece of furniture. She will make her
Hmm.
money back because she would pay
Yeah,
$500 per pellet. So, and she told me she would go into that place and buy sometimes 4 pellets. So she will spend $2,000, and she'll buy 4 pellets, and then she will unload it and sell whatever is more expensive from the pellet. She'll sell right away locally, and she'll make her money back basically instantly sometimes, and then
hmm,
everything else will be profit eventually.
You
So
got to know your market, though. I don't have that kind of market around here for furniture
yeah.
buyers.
yeah. You
I wish I
gotta.
Yeah, me
did because
neither.
there's some really nice furniture around. I mean, really old stuff I've seen that's really nice, but there's no market for it around here. It's tanked. So
It's similar to when you buy storage units. I mean, when you buy storage units, it's a lot of work because
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
if there is furniture, because I used to buy it couple times, but always had issues with trying to move the furniture or something really heavy. So it was always kind of time consuming in terms of me clearing out the unit because they give you 3 days. So
yeah.
hmm
you have
Everybody has an armoire in there. Those things are big.
Yeah, and you have to find right away. You find the stuff. I mean, you have to list that type of stuff either on OfferUp locally or you list it on Facebook locally right away or
Mhm.
Nextdoor app. And if someone has to buy it, even for the price that is going to be low, because you're going to have to clean it out unless you got a warehouse. So
yeah,
if you have a warehouse, there is no worry. You can pull like
yo,
pack everything in the truck and put it in your warehouse. But if you work from home, then you gotta move that stuff right away because they give you 3 days. So
Mhm.
you gotta either throw it in a dumpster because you're not gonna have anywhere to put it. So that's one of the issues.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I always had
Um,
a map of the apartment complexes around where I could go off in the night and shove my stuff off there. So the stuff you're not supposed to do.
yeah,
Oh, let me say, I said hello, Nicole. Roman's in the chat. Hello, Garbage Monster. How you doing? Mike, if you're still around, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a long ass time. And Amber, and maybe Mike, how you guys doing?
yeah. Actually,
Remember to make out with the with the like button, please. Make sure it's happy when you leave.
yep. Hit the like button, guys, and subscribe. Yeah, Amber and Mike actually are doing good job in terms of what they're trying to do with selling houses.
Yeah.
That's actually a good business. There
Mm,
is a lot of work. I mean, my friend,
hmm
who I actually ran my business with in the past, he right now does. I mean, he buys broken down houses and he remodels it and sells it. But he got employees, of course, right now, and it's just a lot of it's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, it's not like you found a house and you sold it. You gotta like if you want to sell it for a decent amount, you can remodel it a little bit. If you're not, I mean, you can do like basic type of remodeling. But he goes for like good remodeling and remodels everything in the house completely, like tears it down, and he got like contractors that he pays that they come in and they just break everything. They do demolition inside the house, then they basically just start to make rooms from scratch. So like so I've been there because he does give me some inventory, which is good to
hmm
sell, because he just throws it out in a dumpster. So every time he buys a house, if he finds something in there like in the attic, a lot of people leave stuff in the attic, in the basement.
In
So
the basement,
so
it's
if he
always moldy, and you see where rain got in and everything else.
yeah
Pick
he
up a piece of paper, and half the floor comes up. Yeah.
one time was funny because he actually found a bunch of older Sega Genesis games and the console. So he was like one of his contractors. They don't care about that stuff, so they basically just grabbed it, put it in a garbage bag, and almost threw it away in the dumpster. And well, my friend actually caught it this time, and he took a photo, and he sent me the photo, and I said, "What the heck are they doing? Why are they throwing older vintage video games out? In the dumpster?" And I went there, and I grabbed it. I mean, he just gives it to me, for free. So it's like,
I did a private pick last weekend. I actually managed to get some film, and I was going to put together a little video about how to get one. but it fell in my lap. And I went out there and I started looking. This lady wanted me to buy everything in the house right now. And I started talking with her and stuff. And
in my life.
she she told me she had another estate. So she was wanting me to buy the contents of two estates that day, everything in the house. I said, no, this is a private pick. I'm going to come out. And, I'd already made like 4 or 5 buckets of stuff that I was going to give her money for. And she wouldn't go for that. She wanted me to buy everything in the house. She was
So
willing to
this
let
is
go.
this
All I
is
had, all I could do was give her my auctioneer's number. So
yeah.
I
This is
missed
what the
out on some
storage
good stuff.
units look for sale in near me. I don't know if you can see or not.
Yeah, I
Nope.
see that. Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, it's all household goods. See, there's another. Let's see, that's near me. It's all trash. 90% of it gonna be thrown out.
Yeah, most likely.
But that's why you got to go to. And if you're gonna buy a storage unit and you live near and you live in Vermont, you got to buy them in New York or Massachusetts, and you're gonna to get a trailer and haul it all there, or rent a U-Haul and go get it and make it a 1 day trip. You know?
And that most of the stuff, yeah, most of the stuff will be thrown away. It's kind of
Yeah. Most around here are all gonna be thrown away, pretty
yeah,
much.
the thing. That's the thing
Not even
about
worth
it.
messing with. You know.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, originally when I did also, I used to when I used to work in construction, man. Like you would go into the house, and sometimes you'll find like a lot of stuff that is maybe like even silver or
Hmm.
like some kind of possibly you have to take it to like a professional person to actually inspect it. A lot of vintage furniture also, which was actually,
Yeah.
and sometimes you see you have to do remodeling fast, so there is no time. If the person who bought the house, he needs to move the house, like remodel it, so he's not gonna wait for you to just, if you work from home, he's not gonna wait for you to grab stuff by like one piece, take it home, come back. They don't have time for that, so they will just throw it away
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
into the
Yeah.
dumpster because they got certain dates they go by, so they cannot wait for you. That's why if you're in this type of game where you need a lot of inventory right away and you can get it, you better have a storage unit, or you have to have a warehouse, because
Yep.
Yeah.
they're not gonna wait for you to just go in your car, come back, grab a couple of bags, come back.
No.
It's like, even if they give it to you for free, man, they just, you know.
Yeah.
But it is, I mean, it's good when you know someone who does, who buys houses, because they are not, eBay sellers most of the time, and they don't care that much about what they gonna find, unless it's some kind of gold or some kind of, something like jewelry or something like that. Then they probably will grab it. But everything else, like TVs, all types of vinyl records, all the stuff, they'll just, put it in like a garbage bag and throw
Hmm.
it in the dumpster, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They care less about the stuff. So that's my friend does buy houses. That's why I have, like, it's someone. It's always good to have someone like that, because I
Yep.
know that if I need something, I mean, and he already knows what I sell, so he will take photos and send them to me, text them to me, and I'll look at it and I'll tell them I'll stop by and get it without them,
I,
throwing it out in the dumpster.
I don't even get photos. My guy calls me and says, "Hey, I got stuff. Better come on over." And if I'm not over there in the
Yeah.
next 15 minutes, I lose. That's it.
Yeah, because he got employees that work by hour,
Yep.
so he doesn't have time,
He doesn't have
for
time.
me
All right.
to tell him, like, sorry man, I'll be there like on the weekend. And he's like, grab it right now, or it's gonna go in the dumpster, he
Yep.
doesn't care. Like,
You know, yeah. I got one guy who buys houses and flips them. He was gutting it out. And there was a bunch of stuff that he said he had, and a lot of it was like glass, but it was broken on the shelves. So I was like, no, no, I'm not going to do that. I grabbed a few things, but and
yeah, that's good, especially if you have time, because
yeah,
when they start demolition,
yeah,
man, they just break. Because I've been doing it myself. I mean, you have to basically have certain time frame that you have
yeah,
to break all the drywall, all the tile, everything.
yeah,
They just don't have time, for the
yeah,
scrap for you to wait and come back. I mean, they break all the stuff.
Yep.
So whatever is in the way, it breaks.
yeah.
So
Take
Oh
some
yeah, because
boxes
his
and
house
a
has
dolly with you.
technically stuff was pretty bad. I mean, you wouldn't even. It was so bad you wouldn't even want to open the fridge. We kept it shut. We tied it. We wheeled it out of there. That's how bad it was.
man, that's crazy. I've seen some crazy stuff also, man.
Oh yeah. I
Especially
mean,
in the attic. If you go up to
yeah,
the attic, man, there are
yeah,
some people would like store some very crazy stuff,
hmm,
and it was there for maybe like 20, 40 years. I don't know how long, but it looked like from one of those horror movies.
Yeah,
yeah. I
horror
think the
movies. I went up into an attic once to see what they had, and the light wasn't working. The guy said, "Look out, I got weird stuff up there." And the first thing I saw was a mannequin laying down, looking at me. It was like something straight out of a horror film. I shit you not. Luckily, the lights didn't work, and I didn't get any of that flashing stuff. But yeah, it's walk up there. First thing you see is a dead body in the attic. You're thinking,
yeah,
weird.
And especially if some places have mold. If there is mold in the
Oh
basement,
yeah, that
man,
black
forget it.
mold. That black
Yeah,
mold will
yep,
mess you up.
you can forget it. You can throw it all away in a
Yeah.
yep,
garbage bag.
There's not enough bleach. I want to tell you what.
I'll
Because
tell you
mold, I
what.
mean, if it starts growing, especially from the basement when it becomes black mold, everything is there that is in that location is covered in that mold, man. I've seen some books. A lot of people store books in the basement or like yearbooks and stuff like that. And even vinyls. All the time when I found vinyls in the basements, man, there is always some kind of issue with either mold or like covers being, I mean, smell like mold. So like you don't want to get unless you want to clean it. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's something
You
very
know,
yeah, if it's something very unusual or expensive, maybe, but you gotta grab it and then kind of risk it bringing it home because you're gonna spread that mold everywhere.
Yeah, in 1999, I was remodeling with my dad out in Burlington, uh, and this restaurant, and we were tearing up the tiles. The tiles were so slimy. Oh
Oh,
man,
and
yeah.
smell, yeah,
nowadays that restaurant would be shut down, but back then it didn't matter because there weren't really no regulations.
man, I can tell
Oh,
you
well, I
that,
mean, it was bad. You couldn't even breathe.
yeah, this is the worst. The tile, especially if
Yeah,
there's a tile that is about like 50 years old and nobody did any renovation.
yeah.
Man, that tile starts to smell so bad that people who take it out, they can tell right away because it smells like it's like a sewer.
Oh yeah, it was that bad. Yeah. And
Smells
then,
like
well,
sewage. Yeah.
the boss that was paying us, he says, "Hey, you guys want to take a break? I'll buy pizza." Yeah, sure. He bought us up. We were eating out there on the street, eating pizza, getting pizza by the slice, and we're getting paid. I didn't care, whatever.
Man,
So I was
that's
eating pizza and still getting paid.
I remember it, man, because when I started working in construction, they would give us the worst things to demolish, like old tile, like
Yeah,
old carpet that is glued to the floor. Man, it was so hard to do because you had to wear the whole freaking mask on the face because you could smell that crap. Like it was
yeah,
so bad, it smelled so bad, man.
yeah,
Like it's I don't know. I still remember it because it was the worst things to do because it would be more the most difficult because people who come to construction with no experience, they just give them the demolition jobs and they don't give them jobs to like put it like drywall or put a new tile. They'll just give you like to clean everything out and take the tile out and stuff like that. All
Yep.
toilets.
Don't you miss
Or
it?
yeah. In
Man,
Montpelier, there, capital, there's a couple where old folks' homes, and we had to one place we're repainting, and then one other place we're putting in new slotting closets, and we're fixing one place we are fixing some cupboards, and it was so slimy in there. It was so bad. It was unreal. Then we went in this other apartment in a unit next to it, and it was the cleanest apartment you ever seen. It was so nice. I mean, I was like, and but the people that lived in there weren't from the United States. They were from overseas and they moved over. But
yeah,
I've been in
man,
some pretty bad places. I'm
man, I
sure you have, Roman, been doing construction.
man, I can't because that's why I originally started it like 7 years ago with one of my friends, and then I kind of I got like it is a difficult job. It's not an easy job. I can
Yeah.
tell you that. It's very difficult. It's not like listing on eBay or shipping or you basically go there within like 4 hours of work. You feel so freaking tired that you kind of lay down on the floor and want to sleep.
Hmm.
Because you carry stuff all the time. You bring heavy stuff in. You unload the truck. You have
Yep.
to bring heavy stuff inside, like 2x4s, like baseboards, everything, all the
Oh
wood
yeah.
and plywood and shit like that. So like you bring it in. Then if you put it in the wrong place, they tell you to move it to another room. So you have to grab it again and move it to another room. Man, it was like so much work. And unless you get paid a lot, which is usually not the case, it depends. I mean, on the company. But your health, you basically, if you're gonna work like this for a year, you're gonna lose at least 5 years of your life,
Hmm.
health wise.
Yeah. And the bathroom sheetrock is pretty heavy to hold up.
Man,
Because
also
I used to work with my brother, and he made me hold it, hold the, yeah, and it's pretty heavy because it has that water resistant stuff in there. And he's like, hold it. It's like, okay, hurry up and screw the damn thing.
even with like if you bring like a cart like
Yeah.
to put it on a cart, you have to physically grab, like for example, you got a lot of laminates that you're going to install on the floor, so you have to
Yeah.
grab all those packs of laminate, start putting them on a cart, take them somewhere, put it there, then come back, and there are going to be like 100 of those boxes. So
Yep.
you have to make sure you put them in the right, like put it properly, because if you don't and you're gonna start rolling that cart, if you don't
Hmm.
put it right, it's gonna fall down. and
Yeah.
then it's gonna break. So you gotta understand what you're doing there and how to do it. And a lot of construction managers, they're really tough in terms of like you know um, how everything's supposed to be done, all the proper like placement of stuff. If you're gonna start bringing stuff in a room where there is not supposed to be any laminate put in, and you leave your cards there, they're gonna start like screaming at you like, "What the heck are you doing? Bring it to another room!" Because they're like working so hard with this construction that they just don't mess around. But it is what it is. Even with buildings, man. Like if you build a building or a house from scratch,
Yep.
or put a roof, that's one of a lot of people like this kind of stuff. A lot of people
Yeah.
who enjoy this kind of stuff, they will do it themselves. And I've learned a lot of stuff when I worked there. A lot of stuff how to put flooring, like tile and stuff like that. You look at it and you see exactly what's happening, how everything is done. So you kind of learn it, but it is like you have to like this, because I
Hmm.
mean, if someone will give you a job to put on floor around the house, all over the place in the house, that's basically a decent amount of money if you know what the heck you're doing. I mean, and you can do it in a certain amount of time, you know
Yeah.
or someone will go with someone else. A lot of contractors that work like this, I mean, if the person comes in, gives I mean does a good job, then they'll give you more work in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did electrical too. I wired a guy's. He bought a house, and I wired a guy's house, the whole thing, and I ran everything to the. I ran all the home runs, but I didn't wire it to the panel because that way, because you had to. I told him you had to have Germans or masters wire it to the panel, so that way his insurance company would insure his house because I'm not licensed, but I can do everything. But if you own a house, you can do all the electrical and wire to the panel and still get insured. But I left everything. I did the kitchen. I did everything. Then I had like a couple places left. But I was waiting on the carpenters he hired, but they're outside smoking it up instead of working. So I did all the wiring. I told them about 4 weeks. I have the whole house done. Just I think it was like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. I had the whole house done,
That's good. Electrical
two
is good.
stories.
Oh,
But he had it so the upstairs he had it so he wanted it all open, so downstairs so you can see from
yeah,
downstairs
I
you
know
can
what
see
you're
it
talking about.
all open. So I had to run my home runs all the way around because you can't run it across in the middle where you know what I mean. It was just a pain.
Right. Yeah, electrical. I have a
Yeah,
good friend also that does electrical here. If I need any, like recently, because I don't want to mess with it, even though I kind of did it a couple times myself, but
yeah,
I'm not one of those people. I've learned it kind of by looking, and they actually graduated with a degrees
yeah,
with it, so they know exactly what the heck they're doing with electricity, electrical.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah. I took it in high school. Yeah,
if you're gonna try to install something professionally, you better call someone who knows what the heck they're doing
yeah. Oh yeah.
because you're gonna electrocute everyone.
Well, especially if you're messing with three phase, that with three phase you can actually kill yourself
Yeah,
if you know
yeah. If you
you'll
touch
throw
it,
you right against the wall. It'll be done.
man. If you touch something without even knowing the proper wiring,
Yeah,
you're gonna kill yourself.
you know.
Gonna get
Usually with
electrocuted.
residential wiring, you're gonna get a shock, but not that much of a shock. But if in the panel, you can throw you right against the wall and kill you
Yeah, in the
when you're
panel for
wiring
sure.
house. Because most houses are 200 amps. They used to be back in the day. They used to be like 75 amps. So the whole house was running on 75, 75 amps of a service. So they only had like two or three um, breakers,
Right. Yeah.
and then they went up to 100. Now they went up. Now they have all the way up to 200 service.
Yeah. They
I'd
changed.
recommend it.
There's a lot more electricity in a house now too. So,
Yeah,
in every room, even the
yeah,
bathroom.
Yeah,
yeah.
a
It used
lot,
to be
especially.
60 amp services, like one, 3 or 4 breakers. That's it.
And now you can put in a lot of fancy ones that you can
Yeah,
control, like the lighting. You can control how much light you want to have.
yeah,
So you push it up
yeah.
and
Because
down. It's like a lot of those things that are different nowadays. Smart type of lighting and stuff like that. That
yeah,
you control.
dimmers and stuff.
Actually,
Yeah,
this
because they
is the
changed so
best.
many rules over the years.
That's the best business right now. A lot of people who install those smart type
Yeah,
of devices, smart lighting, smart
yeah,
lock, smart everything.
yeah,
If you learn how to install all those smart devices, because now people just want those smart devices all over the house, all those robots gonna
you
soon
know,
control the people. Unfortunately, people don't realize how possibly bad it may go
hmm,
eventually. With the robots controlling all the stuff, but it is what it is.
yeah.
That's the future, and that's how people are nowadays in terms of wanting that stuff and those
Everybody wants everything right now.
Yep.
cameras. Yeah, wireless cameras, smart cameras. I mean, the people install all types of stuff, ring doorbells, smart ring doorbells, all types
I
of
think that
stuff.
was a good thing. There's some inventions out there that are good. The Ring doorbell, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's more. It is popular. It is very popular. If you're gonna find, usually when I go to my Amazon Bean store, they would have this kind of stuff there like regularly. Like you will find the different brands, ring stuff. There's gonna be smart locks. I mean those types of things. But I was burned one time by selling used one, used smart lock. I talked about it because
Hmm.
if you buy a smart lock and someone else bought it before you, say on Amazon, and they actually try to install it and then they didn't like it. So what they usually do, they when they buy the smart lock, they have to register it with their
Uh,
username and create like their account. So if they're gonna return it back to Amazon, so and you buy it from Amazon Beans and then you sell it to someone else, and then person will try to install it, it's gonna ask him for a username and password, and that
this,
will be from the previous original owner. And
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that information because manufacturers, they're not gonna even tell you that. I called in the manufacturer, I don't remember who it was, what brand, but they told me the only person who can give you that information is the original owner. So
Hmm.
basically you lost in that situation because I mean
Yeah.
you have to refund the buyer, and that's your fault because you just
Yep.
didn't know. So, but you can sell some of it for parts, maybe like some like a dial, maybe like frame. I mean,
Yeah.
some you can try to sell it for parts. I mean, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but so better buy those types of things brand new sealed. So like nobody would have the chance to register them with with their username, because if you buy it used, unless you go to garage sale and ask the person if you used it, then can I have your credentials to log in?
yeah. See, I
And
never even knew that. If you didn't say something, I wouldn't have known any better. Thanks for letting us know.
yeah, that's actually important. I didn't know that either. That's why I learned from like my own mistake. And then the buyer reached out, and he was like, "I need your credentials." And I'm like, "What type of credentials? I sold you a smart lock." And he's like, messaged me back and said, "It's locked. I mean, I cannot create my profile because it's been used by someone." So
Yeah.
I'm like, who the heck? And then I realized that it was used, and I bought it at the Amazon Bean store, so it was probably returned because someone didn't like it. And now the original credentials are from that person, so there is no way to reach them. And then I
Yeah.
called, the manufacturer and I told them, how come if someone buys this kind of device, you guys need to provide like a reset if someone else buys it? And they said, no, we don't work this way. We cannot reset it. It has to be only the original owner that can do it.
Hmm.
Basically, just keep it in mind, guys.
Yeah.
Just in
Yeah.
case.
A lot of those once someone logs in, like, unless you know how to, like phones and whatever, if you know how to wipe it out, then you can sell them. But
Yeah, same thing, exactly same thing with iPhones. Because one of
yeah.
my friends, resellers, found iPhone at the bins, Amazon bins, and they were so happy we got an iPhone, and then they connected it that it was locked. So there is no way to unlock it. You cannot
Yeah. They
unlock.
didn't know the password.
Yeah, the only person who can unlock it is the original owner,
Yeah.
and that's it. You can just basically sell it as parts because you're not
Yep.
gonna unlock it. That's it. That's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
It's like they were happy, like, oh wow, we found like a. I think it was like a, maybe it was a lower model of iPhone. I don't remember which one, but it was selling for around probably around 500 bucks, and
Hmm.
they were so happy, like we paid 14, we're gonna sell it for 500, and then they realized it was locked, so they called in the company that they thought it may have been like AT&T or Verizon, and I don't remember. And they told them the only person who can unlock it is actually the owner.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they, that's what happens, guys, with phones. It's not just
Mhm.
iPhone, it's Samsung, tablets, iPads.
Yep.
So that's like all those smart devices. Whoever used them first, they created all those credentials and they registered them. So that's the only person who actually can unlock it.
Mhm.
But a lot of companies, like for example, data recovery companies, they have capability because I know that since I've been in this industry. They actually have certain proprietary equipment that they use to actually read they will actually disassemble, like if they get iPhone and someone locked it, they can disassemble it, take out the memory from it, and there are certain like other chips on the actual board, and they have a reader, and they can actually plug it in into the reader. They have to unsolder it and then read it and then try to descramble it. So it's a lot of work. That's why it's expensive type of
Hmm.
business.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sounds tedious.
FBI has it too.
Yeah.
So glad I don't mess with electronics. I don't think I'd have the mental capacity to stop screaming.
Man, me too. That's why, big bro. That's why I love that business. I was so
Yeah.
stressed constantly because of every time people were in a hurry constantly. Someone would like bring the phone or like computer, laptop. They will say we need it like within like 24 hours. It's like everything was emergency. It's
Yeah.
like
Well.
you're working in a hospital. So like
Mhm.
they will be calling nonstop. Like
Oh
every
yeah.
every freaking 2 hours, you'll get a call from the customer asking the progress. And you go, so like you just started working on it. And people would rush you so bad, but they would pay. I mean, people would pay a lot of money to get their stuff recovered. A lot of money. Some companies will pay a lot, because they don't have any backups. So they rely
Well, they're idiots
on
for not having backup.
exactly a
Number
lot. And
one.
Yeah.
believe me, big bro, believe me, a lot of idiots. A lot of
That's like
people.
having their password as password or 1 2 3 4.
And then they
Don't
they
do this, and then they do it anyway.
yeah, and they need it for their job, and they're like in a panic mode. They're like calling
Hmm.
the manager, calling salespeople nonstop. Like it's like your head is about to blow off, from your shoulders because I mean you cannot even concentrate. And there were a bunch of those coming in. It was not just one. Sometimes it would be 20 of those types of cases. Sometimes
Yeah.
even more. So like
I never repaired. All I did was build them from the ground up for, like I said, Foxconn and HP.
and
I, and I'm so
you know
glad that was stressful just doing that. But
exactly. That type of stuff is stressful because you kind of, you know, you have to figure out what is wrong. You have to figure out how you can do it, and then what you need to do it, and then basically you got a bunch of those types of cases, and you have to work. You get certain amount per person per employee,
when
and
I
then
was in
you know,
11th grade, so I was a junior in high school. That's when they first introduced computers. And I was in a white, rich neighborhood, big, rich school, but it was still 11th grade before I was even taught computers. I was still learning typing up to that point. That was an actual class, typing. Had to graduate with 60 words per minute,
yeah, I
no
remember
more
it.
than two mistakes.
Oh yeah. I remember doing all that too.
Yeah,
I
I
But
think
did
it
uh,
was
that.
I remember,
seventh or eighth grade, sixth or seventh grade. We're using Apple computers and Macintosh.
Yeah, I remember that in high
I,
school.
I used to
I
play
had
the Oregon Trail on it.
IBMs, I
That
think.
was the best game.
We actually used the actual physical typewriting machines because they taught
Hmm.
us that those are the best. And
Yeah, we didn't have to use typewriters.
our teacher was so funny. He would tell us like he would come up with like certain like lessons during the. I mean, certain things that we need to do. Print. We used to like start typing with a paper, input the paper into typewriter, and do those chores. And it was
Yep.
actually fun. I love typing. Actually, it was fun subject.
Hmm.
Remember how to make a tab so you know how to go over just this. I still remember everything. It's really sad. I still remember the cadence where he went ALSD, and we'd had to sit there and just type endlessly.
Oh yeah. And the old computers had the little dots where you put your fingers.
Yeah. Man, I remember I it was way back in the 90s, mid 90s when
Yeah,
I used to play Prince game on Apple Mac. I think I don't remember which Mac it was. It was one of those older ones and it was actually not bad for those times because
yeah,
that Prince game, it was so addicting. I would come in and would just start playing it right away. And another
yeah,
one was Wolfenstein.
yeah,
Yeah,
Wolfenstein was like I went through this whole game. I remember my parents would scream at me to stop playing this game, and I would be like after school for hours trying to play
yeah.
the game without cheat codes. I remember people tried to use cheat codes for it, but I
Oh
tried to
yeah.
go through without cheat codes.
I used to play Carmen San Diego too.
Yeah, Carmen's and man, there were a lot of interesting games back
Yeah.
in the day. Like,
Well, and then they started making one after Carmen San Diego. Then they started making a bunch of them, and then all of a sudden that market died out quick because uh, there was Nintendo, then Super Nintendo, then PlayStation. I think
Sega.
when when Sega Genesis came out, I think the computer generation died out because no one was buying that anymore.
The
And then
PC
after
games,
that,
yeah,
and
PC
now they,
games,
yeah,
yeah, PC games were actually starting to die out at the time. I remember it because I
hmm
actually wanted Sega Genesis so bad that I told my dad to buy me Sega Genesis for my birthday, and then he did.
yeah,
And I remember also happy I got it home and started playing Sonic the Hedgehog right away.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Did
that's
you
a
have the
game I
CD
played a
system?
lot. Then on Nintendo, I played a lot of games. Probably almost every game they had.
Mario was like also, I
Mario
remember.
1, Mario 2, Mario 3.
I never had those luxuries, guys. The very first game I ever had was Pong, but my parents bought me the Atari 26 year 100 when the Intellivision was coming out. So I got, it was 2 or 3, maybe 2 years into the Atari bit. It had already been out and died, and I finally got one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
my
then
Atari.
neighbors had
I
Atari.
didn't get anything else until the Super Nintendo came out, and at that time I had money and I went out and bought me one. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I bought my own Nintendo in my allowance.
that brings a lot
they
of
weren't
memories.
cheap, $150
Yeah,
back then.
yeah, I bought mine out of the newspaper article when I saved up my allowance and bought a Super Nintendo with like 10 games. Yeah,
Yeah, I got mine
on
from
those
service
classifieds.
merchandise.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I can tell you. I remember I actually loved also sports games. I played on Sega.
Yep.
Basketball, NBA was like my favorite to play NBA games. And then you would go to like a movie theater, and they had those old school arcades
Hmm.
with like NBA Jam, and you would stay there and play.
Me
Yeah.
and my
Uh,
buddy would go to Sears and sit there and play on that demo for, I don't know. It was daylight when we went in the store, and it wasn't when we came out.
yeah, that
But the
was like
guys would just set us let there and play because we'd get really far into the game, and some people would come around and watch.
Hmm.
And we were advertising, so I think they just let us go at it. That or they
Yeah.
just didn't care.
yeah, back then, man, it was much. Not a lot of people were. At least it was not like nowadays. I mean, people were kind of more relaxed a little bit. Not like going crazy with some things. It's like shows some stuff in terms of people going to those different types of arcade places and even with like other like bowling or any type of ice skating or like roller skating and stuff like that was
Yep.
different type of era.
Yep.
Yep.
you know
I s-
how
Yeah.
are your sales today, Christopher? Did you have a lot?
Oh, I had like two today, and yesterday I had two in the morning, and then like all day there was nothing, and then all of a sudden about 6 o'clock it was ching 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 the last
That's,
2 hours for two
that's what
hours
happened.
straight.
Yeah,
Then today I think I only had a couple, but not that many. I just sent out some more offers, but
I
I mean
have
I
a
had like
couple of.
yeah,
I
I
have
got one
couple.
waiting payment, but
Hopefully they're gonna pay
yeah, I know maybe
on eBay. You know, the best platform for people paying right away are
yeah.
Mercari and Poshmark.
Yeah, I got a coffee maker, a vintage coffee maker that works. I probably sold it 10 times.
Man, I made
I
a
got seven
mistake.
watchers on it. I just barely sent it on offer. People say that either didn't pay or didn't want to pay the shipping, or so I relisted it.
Yeah, I
I
made a
just keep on
mistake.
relisting it.
I made a mistake last week. I actually listed like a juicer on Poshmark, and I didn't realize I forgot about it because I knew about it and I forgot that
Hmm.
they only allow you to use the label up to 10 pounds, and the juicer was 12 pounds.
Jeez.
So I actually still shipped it. So we'll see.
Yep.
I'll let you guys know.
You'll get back charged for the other $2 plus some other
Yeah,
fee
I
they
will
can
get
think of.
charged by Poshmark, but just in case, make sure because I forgot about it. They actually, if it's over 5 pounds, for example, you can actually purchase the label, but you're gonna pay more. They're gonna deduct more from you. If it's only
Yep.
if it's only up to 10 pounds,
Hmm.
that's what it is. But I thought it was more. I thought it would be more than 10 pounds. So then I read that it is only up to 10 pounds, and if you want to use your own label, then they not guarantee that buyer can actually say they never received it, and the Poshmark cannot back you up. So
Yeah.
you can only use their label for you to have like security, so that the buyer actually will select that they have received. I mean, they can track it and see it through Poshmark system, but
Yep.
it is what it is. But now I actually will remember it because I finally realized like why would not Poshmark allow heavier type of stuff because they only use priority mail. So it's kind of
Yeah.
expensive if it's over like 10 pounds. I mean, that's I didn't realize it, but now I know. So you learn every day, guys, with different platforms.
Yep.
Hey, I don't know if I missed the boat or what, but I've been looking for small flat rate priority on eBay, and it's not there anymore. The Ground Advantage eat that up too, or I mean, what?
Um,
When I go to make my labels,
yeah, I know what you're
the
talking
small
about.
flat rate's not there.
Small flat rate box.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I
it.
got the boxes, but my option to pick small flat rate box for shipping options is not an option.
Mm.
Is it you're talking about when you select purchase shipping label?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not there. It's glitch. It's a glitch on the seller side, and sometimes it depends
Some
on how your dimensions are in your if your dimensions are if you have an inch if your dimension is at 14, it's not 14 inches long, that your small flat rate is not going to pop up.
What do you do the calculated shipping, big bro, or you
I
doing
do calculate it.
what
Yeah.
about you, big bro? You do calculated because if you do
No, I refuse to do calculated. I know how much it's going to cost. That's it, and I pretty much do.
I don't do calculated, but I never. I every time I purchase, I mean when I print the shipping label, it does give me all those options: flat rate, small box, flat rate, padded envelope, just regular envelope. So I actually see it. I don't know. Maybe as everyone is not usually eBay. Always it's eBay's fault, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I got legal flat rate envelope, padded flat rate envelope, large freight rate box, medium flat rate box, and flat rate envelope
Yeah,
in
let
U.S.
me see
priority.
because I
It
also
doesn't show on mine.
Yeah, I see the
on that
same thing.
listing at least. And the listing I have it at a pound and measurements are 8 by 6 by 6. It
Yeah, I see
doesn't
everything.
have
I
it,
see priority.
I
Yeah,
don't see small flat rate box on that listing.
I think maybe the small flat rate box would have been right about the same price as what Ground Advantage is, and since it's cubic now, the size of the
Well,
box
check this
doesn't make
listings.
that much
And this is
difference.
a bigger. And I have it 12 by 12 by 4. So let's see what this gives me for an option.
Yeah, I
So I
actually.
got the small flat rate's not on there on this one
Well,
either.
the dimensions of a small flat rate are 10 by 2 by 4 or
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
just checked two listings. I don't see it on mine. Just medium flat
I'm
rate
pretty sure.
and large flat rate.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Yeah, I bet it's eaten up by Ground Advantage now because it's
Yeah,
pretty much the same. I noticed that the prices increased a little bit on shipping,
yeah,
but
I actually got
something that
everything.
normally went for like 12.50 is now $13.07. I'm like, okay, time to make the adjustment.
Yeah, I see everything on my side. I got all the. I got flat rate envelope. I got legal. I got small box, flat rate, small box.
yeah. It probably shows for some sellers and not all, because it could be a glitch. It depends on what you if you're using an Android phone. Sometimes there's glitches. There's a lot of glitches. eBay says there's a lot of glitches when you're using Android
Maybe
phones.
yeah, maybe if you use your phone, but I use computer
Yeah,
to do it.
maybe on the computer it'll show up. On the Android phone, there's a lot of glitches. That's why the every once in a while they tell you to uh, go onto your Play Store and remove eBay, then reinstall it, and then come back. Like
They can
sometimes your
kiss my
cha-chings will
ass.
go away after a while because the Android has a lot of glitches. It's with the product of
eBay has a
Android.
lot of glitches. It's
Yeah,
normal. If eBay goes a single day without a glitch, then there's something
yeah,
wrong with eBay.
Yeah, exactly. Glitching world. I think eBay should rename itself to a glitch.
yeah.
Glitch day. Yep.
Well, have you noticed when you ship when you ship a ground advantage box out when the item weighs 1 pound and then you have it 1 pound in a dimension like 12 by 8 by 6 or whatever, and you print out your label. The label says 15.9.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
know.
noticed that?
Yeah,
But it's the
Yep.
same price. It's the same price, 8.55 if it weighs 6 ounces or weighs a pound. But so I called eBay and told them I put in weighs a pound and it comes out 15.9 on the label.
yeah. I
But it's
think
actually the same price anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Postal Service will start charging back people.
I mean that's what I mean. How's the life will be if there is gonna be no glitch,
Yeah,
some kind of glitch? It's not just with eBay. Believe me, it's like
you
any
know,
type of platform that is associated with certain updates.
Yep.
There,
yeah,
it even with Home Depot last week when I'm remodeling my bathroom right now, and I had to purchase something from their directly from their store. So I went to their store and I had to put it on hold. So apparently they had a problem with their computer like program, and
hmm
they messed everything up. And it was like it took me like almost whole day one day last week to figure out, not just me but their employee, to
yeah,
figure out what the heck is going on. And then they figured out it was some kind of technical issue within their program that actually is running with their checkout system. So it was like they didn't even know it, their own employees. So, like, that's what happens. I mean, even eBay employees don't know what is happening, because
You're
it's
right. They don't. And
no,
they are paid to say whatever they want, and they will tell you anything you want to hear, and just to solve your case.
exactly.
Make no mistake,
yeah,
they're not connected to eBay. eBay's in California, but your help, is not.
yeah,
So
It is not for sure. Yeah, it's a big corporation. They are like, they have so many employees in different parts of the world that,
Michael and Michelle are the customer reps for everybody on the planet. So
and Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bob is
they
my
pretty
favorite.
much have a script they follow. That's why if I have a bigger serious problem, I tell them to transfer me somebody in the United States because they can actually do a little bit more than the people from overseas.
Yeah, Christopher, they don't do that because employees in the United States make much more money.
Yeah, no, no, pretty much overseas they have a script that say, first off, welcome for being eBay a certain amount of years, and how can I help you? Then the next line, like a piece of paper.
Yeah, they make much more money and they're gonna
Yeah,
probably, not gonna do it because
well,
you're gonna waste their time, man.
yeah,
They're getting
well,
paid so much.
yeah, well, even the people that work on eBay in the United States used to be able to do a lot more, could do a lot more, but they locked them out, a lot of them out now.
good.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I had to talk to the people in the back office, the supervisors. It's like, yeah, because it was such a serious issue. I had to actually talk to the people that work in the back office, to all the supervisors who actually make all the decisions.
Man, I ran into so many issues throughout the years by talking to eBay
Yeah,
supervisors. Even back in the day when there was a big time fraud going on with PayPal, my
yeah,
friend used to sell expensive Apple laptops on eBay back in the day. It was like 2014, maybe 2013. So he would actually
hmm,
list only Apple MacBook laptops on eBay, and
yeah,
couple times he didn't even know what the heck was going on because there was like a buyer that would buy it, then he would actually print out the label, and then what would happen is, as you guys remember it with PayPal, uh, the person who actually bought it may have stolen information from someone else and use their PayPal to pay. So they
hmm,
actually gonna change the address, and then what would happen is it will go to a different address, and at the time they would even, I remember it clearly because I remember what was happening. The person who would buy this, they will call FedEx or UPS or USPS, and they will actually tell them to ship it somewhere else, and you as a buyer would not even know because it was like a couple of times that it happened, and
hmm,
I remember my friend was calling PayPal and screaming at them because they would like he even had insurance on this stuff. I mean, he will buy insurance, ship it with FedEx. I remember it, and then uh, PayPal will open up the case saying it was unauthorized well after he already shipped it. So it was like not like $20 purchase, it was around $2,000. And as you understand, he would like go crazy, what the heck is going on? And like I remember how PayPal was treating customers poorly. It was so bad, man. And thankfully, eBay actually a couple times stood by and helped in those cases with those fraud
yeah,
unauthorized transactions on PayPal, because back in the day, you guys remember how easy it was. The person will probably steal PayPal account from original owner, and they will just go and purchase something on eBay, and that person doesn't even know the original owner. He would not know who purchased it because they will just see the charge, and then they will call eBay and say, "We never purchased anything." So or PayPal, I don't remember, and then PayPal will just place it on hold,
hmm,
and you had to find out what the hell is going on, and that was risky. That's why a lot of people kind of didn't want to sell expensive stuff
yeah,
on eBay with PayPal because of those unauthorized or fraudulent stolen accounts. Because I
yeah,
mean, the stolen accounts, it was a real problem. Even to this day, I think there are issues
oh yeah,
with stolen accounts. People don't realize it, but it is. It's more rare now because PayPal is no longer taking payments for eBay, so it's better in this way. Because
Yeah.
before that, you had to go deal with two people with eBay and PayPal.
Hmm.
You could not just call eBay and just deal with them. It was PayPal and eBay together. So
Yeah. You could just transfer you over
yeah, it was
to
a big
'em.
headache. I remember it was
Yeah.
such a big headache. You would get
Hmm.
person can open. I remember the buyer would be able to open chargeback on PayPal, and then if he would have lost the chargeback, he would have opened one on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
So there were two. He would have done it two times.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that was crazy. So that's a good thing they actually got rid of PayPal.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I hated that
PayPal's
thing
still
here trying
there,
to add everything
Yeah,
up.
PayPal is still
Took
there, but
forever.
yeah, but no longer associated as a payment processor for eBay. That
right?
was
Yeah.
the problem. That was
Yeah.
So happy
I
when
like the
they did that.
management because at the end of the month I can just print out my 30 days. Show how much I total I spent in shipping, even though I put it on Google Sheets as a secondary, and also print out my 30 days thing. Shows how much I total, how much I paid in fees, how much I paid in shipping. So I just go. It only takes me like an hour to add everything up for deductions instead of spending hours and hours.
How
and
much
also,
did I pay for shipping? Zero.
Well,
yeah, in a way. But the good thing about it is that I remember back in the day when eBay was with PayPal, it was always kind of when someone would go in and purchase something expensive from you, like around $500 or more,
hmm
then you would think like, should I ship it? Like, if you had like 1 day handling time, it would not be a good idea to ship it that way because I mean PayPal, if it's unauthorized, for example, the buyer
yeah,
or whoever the account was stolen from, they will call in PayPal and say it's not us who made the purchase. So actually, you already shipped it, and then you would have a case open saying unauthorized transaction, and then
Hmm.
hmm
they will place it on hold, and then you will have to wait until the package may go to that address, or you had to call in the carrier and tell them to ship it back to you you
hmm
know so you're not gonna have issues. I remember it was like a big headache because you kind of always thought like if it's an expensive purchase there is always some kind of possibility of fraudulent transaction. And I remember
yeah,
it was a big headache. I remember how I had my handling time like 3 days 3 day. I remember because I had issues. So instead of shipping it like next day was 1 day handling, I would just put it on three because I remember every time something like over 200 or $300 will sell, there is a chance that it come back as an authorized transaction, and then you have to deal with PayPal and ask him what the hell is going on, and then you figure out that someone stole someone's account, and then you have to basically have like you need to call in either USPS, FedEx, or UPS and try to stop the package, and then try to redirect it to your address. So it was like a big headache. So it was one of the also things with PayPal that was very concerning.
yeah,
And a lot of people did a lot of fraud. I remember people doing international fraud using PayPal, all like a lot.
Yep.
They will put in an address and then you ship it there, and it shows up as an address like some kind of I don't know what it was, like some kind of storage box or warehouse, and then it will go there, and then you will get an authorized transaction from the person, and you get a message from eBay from that buyer saying, "We never purchased anything from you. What are you shipping to us?" And then you kind of look at it and kind of don't understand what's going on because their account was stolen. So
Be right
someone
back.
bought it. So someone bought it and shipped it to a different address. It was crazy, man.
hmm
If you remember those days, but it was kind of, it is what it is. Now the same kind of thing may happen, even though I think in my opinion, there is less of it going on in terms of security right now. How eBay is
Yep.
working without PayPal. There are not so much of that fraudulent, stolen identity stuff going on because that's what was happening. A lot of people from
Yeah.
other countries, they would actually hack people's
Yep.
PayPal accounts and just use their PayPal to just go on eBay and just buy everything, everything
Yeah.
expensive, all the expensive cell phones, all the expensive like laptops, everything for like $3,000, $5,000.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I actually didn't source too much because yesterday I went to see the guys, and I sourced only on Thursday. I went to garage sale, bought like our garage sale season right now is kind of winding down a little bit.
Yeah.
One,
Garage sale here for this summer hasn't really been that exciting. Not
it,
very many people having garage sales. I just went to a couple town-wide sales. Other than that, that's really
yeah, me too. I
about
went
it.
to a lot of community
Most
sales,
of the time, I get to go to a flea market. About it, or a thrift store and buy my stuff.
and also nowadays a lot of people do a lot of researching in terms
Yeah.
of looking up comps on eBay, Amazon. Everyone almost, I can tell you, Christopher, like around maybe like so many sales I was at the garage sale this year, where people were like looking up stuff in front of me, looking
Hmm.
up stuff on Amazon, and it is already getting to the point where people watching a lot of videos, YouTube, Instagram, all those types of
Yep.
platforms. They learn a lot. I mean, that's kind of you know, in a way, it's an entertaining kind of thing for YouTube content creators to create this kind of content. But at the same time, people already learned, and they of course will be putting, I mean, pricing stuff up on those different things. So that's kind of what has happened throughout the years.
Hmm.
But it's not gonna go away either. I mean, it's gonna be like that unless you go to, like, if you just go to specific church sales, rummage sales, where it's like they try to
Yeah.
raise the money for charities. That's a little bit different. That's where you're gonna find, in my opinion,
Yeah. There haven't been too many
better
church
price.
sales around here. I've been to this year. Probably zero. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I went to church sales this year. Actually, found some good stuff. I think, in my opinion, best finds so far that I found for decent amounts that I found this year were either from
Hmm.
church sale or from the bins, from Amazon bins.
Yeah.
Because Amazon bin store, actually, to tell you guys the truth, I mean, the products that are there, if you're lucky and if you're gonna be able to find it, of course, because there are other like 40, 50 resellers. I mean, that's I mean, good sourcing place, but currently they actually don't put out so much good stuff anymore like they used to. You know,
Hmm.
so
Well, gentlemen, it's almost time to call it.
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, big bro, I was talking too much again.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know what I get when I get Roman. So
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Everyone in the chat who is here, sorry I talk too much. I
Yeah. I think it's
apologize.
just Nicole. It's like her own private show. Us three and her watching.
Yeah, it's like my separate life. Yeah,
all right. Well, if you guys got
Yeah.
anything going on, go ahead and spit it out. If not,
Um,
we'll just say good day.
I don't really have much going on.
I'm gonna have on Tuesday 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna be on Ken versus 10 SSK promo live. So it's gonna be part two. Part one was last Tuesday, and I mean part one. Yeah, part two will be this Tuesday.
Good night.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, it's dark where she's at.
Yeah,
Well, have a good night, Nicole.
Nicole, take care. See you in other
Yep.
lives. I
Be
see
profitable.
Christopher. I see Christopher in a lot of lives. I usually go to a lot of lives, and
Yep.
we see each other almost all day long.
Yeah.
Especially now, guys, with FlipCon being over, there are gonna be a lot of videos coming out, a lot of lives talking about FlipCon, and today there's gonna be in the evening Coco and Chewy, I think.
Yeah. Later, we're going to talk about FlipCon at about
Yeah,
9.
yeah. So, big bro, you can also watch it. You're gonna learn what
Well,
is happening.
most of the people that came in today, I don't have. I'm not subscribed, so I guess I'll have to do that, huh?
Yeah. It's Coco and Chewy.
Yeah,
I know
Coco
who
and Chewy.
Coco is.
Yeah.
They did have good times there because she was posting
Yeah.
a lot of
A
photos.
lot of
I
pictures.
usually
Yeah.
I usually
Yeah.
do it the same way when I usually go somewhere. I would like take photos, but reseller rally is coming up end of September. That's gonna be something also interesting because
Mhm.
a lot of photos
Yeah.
will be coming out. A lot of resellers will be going. Gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I got Nick coming up this weekend to do another auction with me.
Wow,
He
that's
likes
good.
he likes my auction house, so
Hmm.
That's good.
he'll be coming up once a month to do those.
That is good.
All right, guys. You
All
guys
right,
can stick
guys.
around after if you wanna. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Remember to hit the like button and everybody stay profitable.
All right. Take care,
Bye.
guys. See you later.
Take it
Bye.
easy.
Bye.